Here's what you should do when you switch to an Android phone coming from iOS. Some things to know. On your homepage, you're going to find your app library, which on iPhone would be if you swiped all the way right. Doesn't do anything. You gotta swipe up now. And this is debatably better. I wish they would do this on iPhone, because currently on iPhone, if you swipe up, nothing happens. Android has a lot more bloating apps than iPhones typically do. Bloating apps for iPhone are like Pages, Keynote, GarageBand, but all those are kind of useful. This one straight up came with TikTok, whatever the hell Lazda is, and it comes with LinkedIn. Uninstall. Initially, when you have the right corner swipe down, it's gonna look like this. If you don't like that, if you want something a little more familiar, a little more iOS 18-esque, you want to click on the 3 lines, go to Customize Quick Settings, and you're going to go to Split. So now it'll feel a little more comfortable, a little more what you're used to. While you're in here, Auto Rotate isn't going to be on by default, because I don't understand why, but it's not. So turn it on. When you set up your phone, you should have been given the option to do gestures or buttons. If you don't, it's okay. You want to go to System Navigation, and then you can choose if you want buttons here or gestures. Your battery. See how I have it there? So it's first off turned to the side with the percentage inside. Again, not going to be on by default. We're going to go to Settings, Status Bar, and we're going to see right here Battery Style. Originally, it's going to be like that. Change it to horizontal, battery percentage. It's gonna be outside the icon. You wanna put it inside. One more feature, raise to wake. In your settings, you're gonna go to home screen and lock screen. All the way down, and you're gonna see raise to wake, or for Samsung devices, it might be lift to wake. Next, while you're in here already, on iPhone, typically when you swipe down from the middle, you get this global search. You don't get that by default on most Android phones. That same settings section, swipe down on home screen, and you're going to change that from notifications and quick settings to global search. And it doesn't get rid of your notifications. That's just left side, swipe down, notifications. Like, it's already there. I don't really see why you wouldn't have that as well. If you want that little search bar, again, settings, home screen, lock screen, and you're going to see show search at bottom. If you don't want it, turn it off. If you do want it, turn it on. I don't ever use it because it's literally here. So let's say you wanted to change like your app icon to make it look a little more Apple. Wallpapers and style icons. It's gonna be different for every phone, but just find your app customization or your icon customization and tweak it. I feel like most Androids have that, but you can either customize them, you know, like that. If you don't have that Apple thing, just customize it and make it, or they might just have it by default. That's probably as comfortable as you're gonna get it. Let this be like a little, like training wheels. Feel very comfortable with the majority of Android ecosystems. Not all of them. I'm not too comfortable with Samsung yet, but that's why I'm waiting for the S25. That will probably be my main phone throughout 2025. I want to see what's so grasping about that. Like, I appreciate it in all its multitasking and the productivity, but I don't really need that much productivity help. Like, I'm fine. It's okay. I work with what I have, and it works well for me. So if you're thinking of switching to Android, or you have, I hope those tips help you out. If I could make a slight recommendation, get a proper, different Android. I don't think Android phones, like regular flagship phones, are substantially better than iPhones in any way. But when they do innovative things, like folding phones, like flip phones that I think are trash, and then I try it and I'm like, wow, this is actually great, that's what hooks me. It's not just some gimmick like, oh, it's cool that it does that and that's all it does. No, they like form the phone and the operating system to fit that so well that you just find completely different ways to use your phone. For example, this thing's got better zoom than the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. 120x. Look at that. That's the first shot. 120. That's that. Price of an iPhone 16 Plus with crazy zoom, better refresh rate, better battery life, and a better camera. I hope those tips help you out. Any Android users, if you don't mind, in the comments, just post whatever you think would be most helpful for an iPhone user. I hope Apple makes a comeback with the 17. Really doubt it, but maybe. I mean, they pull shit off like that. That's kind of like what they're good at, is they kind of go down and dig themselves into this little hole, and then they pull out and they're like, oh shit, nope, here we come, like right back up. They'll come back, just don't know when. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. I got problems.